And I'm going to kick off with some great news, because who doesn't want to start with a good news story? Because 2 weeks ago, my daughter Chelsea had her first proper job interview since leaving university. And she's only gone and landed her dream job. She's now heading up the team looking after the animals at a wonderful children's charity farm up here in Cheshire. And she's absolutely loving it. She started this week and she's living her dream, which is fantastic. And of course, as her mother, I'm incredibly proud. But I'm also delighted that her experience of job interviews has got off to such a fantastic start. Because it got me thinking that for many of us, interviews are not such a positive experience. In fact, for many people, interviews are their nemesis, the hurdle that trips them up and stops them from fulfilling their full potential. And I see this with so many of my hypnotherapy clients. And it's often the first experiences, because they're the ones that stick. It's like the emotional baggage we didn't pack, but still end up dragging around with us for years. So if you indulge me, I'd like to try something new. So if it's safe to do so, and definitely not if you're driving, I'd like you just to close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And then gently relax your mouth and just exhale, letting go, drawing your attention inwards, noticing any areas of tension in your body and just letting go. And now take yourself back to a time when you've interviewed for a job. Use all of your senses and your imagination to really step back into those shoes. Go back and revisit that experience. And as you do that, start to notice, is anything changing in your body? Is your heart rate increasing or your breathing getting more shallow? What emotions is this stirring up? Any new areas of tension? And now consider whether this interview experience was a positive one or one you'd rather forget. Now just let that image fade, but keep your eyes closed for a moment and ask yourself, is that belief about interviews still valid? Or is it an old story that needs rewriting? Okay, you can open your eyes now. Thanks for doing that with me. Now, obviously, you can't share your experience with me, so I will share my interview experience with you. So let's rewind to 1987. I'm a young, fresh-faced, enthusiastic TV researcher, eager to get my big break in London. And I'm invited for an interview for an exciting new TV format. I'm very excited about this, want to make a fantastic impression, so I borrow a suit from my sister. Air Force blue, cashmere, huge shoulder pads, and I'm prepared and ready. Well, I thought I was ready until I walked into the interview. Suddenly, all of my ideas and preparation vanished. I didn't sound or even look like me. I swear at one moment I left my body and hovered above this scene unfolding beneath me, watching the carnage like car crash TV you can't switch away from. It was humiliating. I floundered, I stumbled. I couldn't wait to get out of there. And even now, 38 years later, that experience still makes me wince. But that was also a turning point for me. And it taught me something vital, because from that interview onwards, I never again tried to be somebody I wasn't in an interview. Because interviews aren't about molding yourself into what you think someone wants. They're about showing up as you and the best version of you, not some knockoff somebody else. And that's exactly what I help my clients go through in the Unmute method, boosting their confidence, challenging old stories, and building new beliefs that actually support their goals. So here's my takeaway for you today. Next time you have a job interview, don't obsess over what questions they're going to ask you. Instead, ask yourself, what do I want them to know about me? What impression do I want to leave? Because remember, interviews are a two-way process. You're not just being evaluated by them, you're also considering whether they're the right fit for you. And some jobs you'll get and some you won't, but none of them are worth shrinking yourself for. So my advice, show up fully, speak your truth, and share your value. Because the best interview strategy is simple. Be yourself, but on purpose. And good luck. Thank you for listening.